Today we're wrapping up the 54th Pennsylvania's experience here at Cedar Creek Battlefield at the location where General Sheridan rallied his retreating army. The men from the 54th Pennsylvania fell back 3-4 miles from their camp to this location in individual or small groups. Some attached themselves to other federal units still fighting. Others fell back here and joined the disorganized remnants of the Army of West Virginia. Colonel Harris, now in charge of the remnants of the 54th Pennsylvania's division, succeeded in rallying a sufficient number of officers and men to justify an attempt to aid in checking the enemy's advance. Captain Cedar led the remnants of the 54th Pennsylvania to a patch of woods and joined a portion of the 6th Corps on the right flank of the 19th Corps' rallied remnants about a half mile to a mile in front of us. Additional men from the division joined them, bringing their number to around 300 to 400 men. Captain Cedar commented on the odd collection of soldiers. "We were badly used up, but what remained was good stuff." The sounds of the Confederates celebrating their gains nerved our men, wrote Captain Cedar. "When they came up, we gave them a bloody repulse and stood like stones." He continued, followed it by another which sent them back to reform his broken columns. When the 19th Corps fell back north of Middletown, Colonel Harris's little command mirrored their movements. During this fighting, General Wright then directed the ad hoc brigade to rejoin General Crook here east of the Valley Pike. Sergeant Ben Scoten remembered, about 3 p.m. cheering was heard in the rear. A solitary horseman was seen approaching at breakneck speed, passing from the left to the right of the line, then wheeled, riding back slowly, reassuring the boys that if I had been here, this thing would not have happened. And to others, we'll get the worst twist of them they ever had. And still to more, we'll sleep in our old campground tonight. Captain Cedar recalled. Who should come up to this time? His horse covered with foam, but Sheridan. And then we knew everything would be all right. He continued, I never in my life saw such enthusiasm in an almost defeated army. And when he said, now I'll whip them worse than ever, no one doubted it. General Sheridan met with his officers and asked for a report of the situation. He refused to retreat any further and told his subordinates, we'll be back in our camps tonight. Colonel Hayes remembered hearing, boys, turn back, face the other way. I'm going to sleep in that camp tonight or in hell. Once he stabilized his lines, General Sheridan decided to attack the Confederates' left flank. A portion of the Army of West Virginia General Crook managed to rally, formed behind the left of the 6th Corps, just opposite of the Valley Pike here, and acted as a reserve in support of a battery of artillery. General Sheridan also ordered a cavalry division to move from the left flank. The continued Confederate inactivity allowed the Federals to get into position for a counterattack. General Sheridan rode the length of the line once again, and a deafening cheer arose from the Army of the Shenandoah. At 4 p.m., General Sheridan ordered the Army of the Shenandoah to advance. General Crook's rallied command followed the Federal troopers and helped drive in the Confederate right flank. Captain Cedar remarked, I think the enemy discovered who was there, for it was the old style. Everything advanced and began to fight at once, overwhelming and crushing. The collapse started a panic along the entire Confederate line. One brigade after another fled the advancing Federals. With memories of Winchester and Fisher's Hill, the exhausted Confederates raced across Cedar Creek before the Federal cavalry cut off their escape. The retreat quickly turned into a panicked rout as all organization in the Confederate Army disintegrated. That night, Captain Cedar reflected on the day, writing, the sun that raised fiery and red that morning went down on a scene of blood, but victorious for us. The cost is not counted. The enemy were routed worse than ever. The 54th Pennsylvania paid a high price for the Union victory. The regiment lost 1 officer and 2 enlisted men killed, along with 4 enlisted men wounded. The greater loss came with the 28 men captured during the battle. These losses, coupled with the continued expiration of the 3-year enlistments, led Captain Cedar to write in early November, The loss of our regiment, or rather what I kept with us throughout the day, a respectable bodyguard, is about 40, but few from Johnstown, as the principal part of our regiment is now composed of the old Pennsylvania Reserves. Thank you for watching this episode of In the Footsteps of the 54th.